The grand atrium of the Langston estate glowed with sunlight streaming through towering glass panels, framed by elegant cream-colored columns. Birdsong floated in from the courtyard, but tension hung heavy in the air. Mr. Roland Langston, 61, sat in his wheelchair, one leg dangling lazily in a therapy basin. His weathered face, etched with pride and bitterness, reflected the 6 years since a helicopter crash shattered his spine and his spirit. Nurses and therapists had abandoned him, and the staff tiptoed around his sharp tongue. Only Umla, a 28-year-old black maid from the town's outskirts, remained steadfast. Her crisp black uniform and white apron clung to her sweat-glistened skin, her hands rough from scrubbing marble floors and polishing brass rails. She spoke little, not from fear, but from a cautious grace. As Umla knelt to check the water's temperature, Roland let out a mocking laugh. "You know," he sneered, his voice low and jagged, "if you could cure me, I'd marry you." Umla froze, her hands submerged, eyes burning with unshed tears. Roland chuckled again. "What? No comeback? You think those hands hold magic?" She lifted her gaze for the first time, meeting his with quiet resolve. "I believe in mercy," she said softly, "and in things you'll never understand." He raised an eyebrow. "Is that so?" She stood, drying her hands on her apron. "I've prayed for you every day for 2 years, through your curses, your thrown dishes, asking God to let you feel your legs again. I wouldn't wish your pain on anyone." Roland's lips parted, stunned. "You prayed for me?" She nodded. "Not pity," she clarified. "Love." He laughed, harsh and cruel. "Love from a maid?" Umla's expression hardened, but she didn't respond. Instead, she knelt, placing trembling hands on his calves, eyes closed in silent prayer. Roland's laughter died. A tingle raced through his toes. He gasped, a jolt shooting up his shin. "Umla, what?" His right foot twitched, a clumsy movement after 6 years of stillness. Tears streamed down her face as he clutched his chair. "Did you see that? My foot moved." She nodded, terrified yet hopeful. "Move again," he demanded. The movement ceased, leaving a stunned silence. "What did you do?" he whispered. "I don't know," she choked. "I just wanted you to feel something." That night, Roland couldn't sleep, the memory of that twitch and Umla's tear-streaked face haunting him. The next morning, she avoided his gaze, mopping quietly. "Come here," he said firmly. Reluctantly, she approached. "Touch them again," he urged, no mockery in his voice. She knelt, hands shaking, and after a tense minute, his feet jerked, right, then left. "I felt that," he shouted. A nurse rushed in, and soon doctors swarmed, whispering Umla's name. "She must have done something," one said. "I just believed for him," she replied softly. Within days, Roland stood with assistance. By week's end, he took 3 shaky steps. One morning, sweat beading on his brow, he sat beside her on a garden bench. "Remember what I said before?" he asked. She nodded, wary. "That if you cured me, I'd marry you?" She swallowed. "You were joking." "I was cruel," he corrected. "But I meant it. Marry me, not for what you did, but for who you are. You've shown me strength I never knew." Tears welled in Umla's eyes. "I didn't do it for a promise." "I know," he said gently. That's why I'm asking. She placed her hand over his. I prayed for your healing, not realizing I was healing too. Weeks later, the estate buzzed with a celebration, not just for Roland's recovery, but for Umla. She wore blue, free of her uniform, her smile radiant. When Roland stood without his wheelchair, he didn't speak, he simply took her hand, and she took his, a bond forged beyond miracles, rooted in the love that saw him first.